And now, Gimmick Infringement.
Welcome, everybody, to the Gimmick Infringement Podcast. I am Brad Winchester, and with me is my co-host, Tyler McDowell Blank. And Tyler, I feel as though I am a part of this building because there's literal blood somewhere in here that is definitely from me. I have cuts. I got bruises. It's healing up, but I had all these broken blood vessels right there. It's hard to see on this camera because the lights are really good. I don't even know how I got that. I have no idea. I have no clue. I pulled my sleeve up one day and there's just this giant red bunch of broken blood vessels. And I was, okay. I got a blood blister on the end of my finger. I got a pretty deep cut that sealed up when I got green paint inside of it. So we're thriving here, man. It's certainly something. It's that time of the year. It's the most magical time of year. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Let me first say, it sounds like you are applying to be on 0 Hour of Double or Nothing. If TK needs a reliable veteran, a great hand, as it were. Look, this guy, you see the blood, sweat, the sacrifices he makes. By the way, Brad, for our audience, especially those on YouTube right now, I can confirm that is not a fake background. That is not a stock image.
I got you.
Because it's giving that. You and I addressed this in the production meeting. Yeah, look at Brad right now on YouTube. He is sitting on his rightful throne on the 1970s couch.
I wish I had a mic here. I wish I could put it back and do the whole show from the couch. It would be great.
To answer your question, I'm doing so well. That is largely because you are back last week, Mike Steff, the great Mike Steff. Shout out to him for filling in. We love Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Check out, by the way, he dropped a new Sprinkle of Salt episode. Check it out now or after you're done listening or watching us. But Brad, we know you've been grinding. How are you feeling? It's almost show day. It's Wednesday night, as a matter of fact. It is opening night. And then this time next week, you'll be on spring break. March is a historically hellacious time for you. How are you holding up? Are you excited?
Pretty well. Very excited for the show. Now that we got sound back, we had a scare yesterday. I came in to do some work. See, yesterday I came in, wanted to play some sound. I was going to watch Raw on the giant screen, and I was like, well, that's stupid. I'll have to project it on the back wall. But I can project it on this now. I can project it onto the psych and get a pretty clear image because it's a big white wall. So theoretically, I could use the psych to watch stuff. And I think it's 50 feet wide, 60 feet wide. It should only be 45 feet wide, which is why we can't pull it tight right now, but neither here nor there. Shout out to John and Nicole who came out and helped me out this week. They worked on the spotlights. They tightened the psych. They set up microphones and speakers and got the sound boxes, the stage boxes all set to go. Tyler, I'm learning a new language over here. There's something going on here, man. Are people sick where you are? Because there's people dropping like flies around here.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's crazy. I don't know how I've made it through. But I haven't taken my Cosentyx, my autoimmune medication, for well over a month because of stupid insurance issues. I hurt, but I can't tell why. I just hurt. I have not been in this room for at least a month.
I know it.
At least a month. Now, Tyler, I don't know what a viewing experience feels like these days because I don't have time to view anything but this place, which is awesome. But I am tired. I am so sad I didn't catch Raw live. So sad I didn't catch Raw live because I saw some stuff. I was like, man, I wish I would have seen that. But I'm betting you saw Batch live. And I know it's time once again for you to give us an update. It's a rose from Tyler, so plays the music. Play the music. Plays the music. Well said by me.
Basketball season is heating up, and Prize Picks is the best place to get real money action while watching your favorite sports. You can now win up to 1,000 times your money on Prize Picks. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed when you use the promo code CLNS. Prize Picks also offers weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts and is available in more than 30 states, including California, Texas, Georgia, and Florida. Prize Picks is truly the best way to win real money with all the various opportunities to play and collect your winnings. Due to the enormous selection of players and stat types available, we can mix and match our playing strategies based on personal preferences. I might take Cade Cunningham for more than 7 assists. Tyler might select Kevin Durant for more than 27 points. You think Steph Curry will get more than 5 3-pointers next week, maybe from the logo? Giannis for more than 35 points? Cook up hot takes with your friends and win real money this basketball season when you and your crew run your game on Prize Picks. And for those who love a quick win, Prize Picks is the way to go. You can make your picks and submit your entry in less than 60 seconds. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Remember, with Prize Picks, it's as simple as picking more or picking less. Again, that's promo code CLNS to get $50 after you play your first $5 lineup. Gimmick Infringement is rocking with Prize Picks, and you should too. Prize Picks, run your game.
And now, for a rose from GI's most eligible bachelor.
We plays the music. Yeah, Brad, I can confirm for you. Of course I watch. You know how I feel about Hometowns, Final Four Jones. It's always my favorite episode every season. Some quick notes for you and those who missed, or even those who saw and want to recap. Okay, Final Four. Dina, her family said no to meeting Grant, or I guess they pump faked her and maybe they agreed to the principle of this idea if she makes the Final Four. But now that she actually made it, they totally turned on her and were not involved in this episode whatsoever. So instead, Dina brought out her friends. Grant met them. My recollection was kind of at some sort of, it was like a carnival type atmosphere. I mean, it's like a farmer's market. It was outdoors at night. None of this matters, though, Brad Winchester, because predictably, as I correctly predicted last week with Mike Steph, Dina is gone. She did not get a rose. So the final three, Zoe, she is not close with her adoptive parents, but her sister and her uncle and aunt were there. Nice fam. Zoe's cool. She's definitely going to be the next to go, though. I just don't think the chemistry is there with Grant, which leaves us with our final two, Brad. We have Juliana. Grant met her huge Italian family in Newton, Massachusetts. I've never been to Newton. I don't know that I have a desire to go there, but they went on a pizza shop date, which was really cool during the day. And then awesome. The owners know Juliana and her family. And then later in the evening, Juliana's family had Grant over for dinner, and he met, dozens of Juliana's family. So vibes were pretty great there. And then finally, Latia. You may recall Latia, Brad. She's been the odds-on favorite since about week 2 or week 3 of this season. She actually took Grant to Wyoming, where her family apparently has this big property. So they did a lot of outdoor activities. What concerns me, though, Brad, you and I have spoken about Latia's LDS faith and how that may play a role in Grant's decision. Brad, I kid you not, there was a huge get out factor with Latia's hometown. So Latia is Fujian. Her dad is from Fuji. Her mom is white and not from Fuji. But her dad very tragically passed away when she was super young. So the whole family was basically her mom's side. So there were just probably 40 to 50 people on this property in Wyoming. And Grant was the only black person there. He didn't seem fazed by it, Brad, but this is causing Batch Nation some real concern over, could this be a reason for Latia to not get the final rose? Is Grant ready to potentially marry into an LDS family? Latia's mom also said she's ready to get married. She's ready to have kids when you are. So Grant has expressed his desire to have a family, but is Latia maybe too ready in this case, right? Like, is that putting pressure on Grant? Well, maybe he'll look to Juliana. So my rose this week goes to Juliana. There is a legit case for her to be the final one, to be the woman Grant will propose to. I happen to still believe it will be Latia at the end of this. In 2 weeks? We have Women Tell All this week, tonight, if you're listening or watching on Monday. And then that following week, we should get the official, announcement of who it's going to be. I still think it's Latia. I still think their chemistry is unmatched. But the door, like that Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak song, Brad Winchester, the door is open for Juliana. There's a case for her. I happen to think Latia is still going to get it done. We'll see. Women Tell All this week. Let us know what you think at GIPod19. Reactions, predictions. We want to hear it all.
Sounds like it might be a forbidden door, if you will. And
I would say so.
run. Yes, yes.
I didn't even tell you there was tug of war at
What?
Latia's hometown.
Yeah, that sounds.
So I just thought, oh
that
man,
sounds right.
Grant, I don't
No, that
know if
sounds
this, I
They make some
don't know.
funeral potatoes.
I there are questions that need to be answered. Latia seems great. I'm just not sure if Grant is ready for everything, but we shall see.
He listen, he might not be, and I don't know anything about Latia's family, but here's the thing. Like, if you like your desserts, an LDS family could not possibly be a better place for you to go.
Yeah, and her family. Let's clarify too, Brad. Her family.
Probably
I don't
awesome.
know about their prowess with desserts, but they.
They can do it. I'm convinced that there's a secret training.
It's hilarious. They seem like very nice people, and I by no means am an expert on the faith or the church, but I think we know, Brad. We've been around long enough to know, like, that's a commitment. If you are a member of the church, it's definitely a lifestyle, and if you're potentially marrying into the church at this stage in life, early 30s, how's that going to look? Again, I'm a bit dubious, but I think Latia is going to be his match at the end. We shall see. The family seems great. Just tug of war. It was just giving Jordan Peele. It really was, and it made me uncomfortable. But maybe that's.
I know exactly which song you would send me to. Listen, man. Like
the soundtrack.
Exactly. Whenever I would get invited to the LDS celebration for teachers, everybody calls it Mormon dinner. I love going to that. I'd never say no. Like, they're just there to be like, yeah, we were asked to thank a teacher. It means a lot getting selected, but I know I'm going to eat well. Tyler, we have to get into WWE before we start breaking down Revolution, either very well or very poorly. We'll find out as this airs. We will know. So, Tyler, hit me with your WWE question.
Okay, so NXT Roadblock is this Tuesday, and excitement for WrestleMania is growing. By all accounts, namely storylines and ticket sales, Brad, WWE is enjoying another successful Q1. I want to throw out some names to you. Tiffany Stratton, Oba Femi, Stephanie Vaquer, Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes. You are not confined to this list, my friend, but in your estimation, which superstar's stock has risen the highest to start the year?
Ooh. I think it's not Cody and it's not Tiffany Stratton. It's Stephanie or it's Oba Femi. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Stephanie because Oba Femi hasn't been highlighted on main roster spots the way Stephanie has. It's Stephanie Vaquer. I will hear no other answers. I guess that's where I am.
We did it. We did it, everyone. We're still up.
Oba Femi is dominant, but Stephanie Vaquer like ascended. It's just been different. Oba Femi's going to have a main roster appearance and a run. I think right now the timing doesn't work because they're all building these other people up right now, and bringing Oba Femi up to be squashed by people or to have like I don't know. It just didn't feel like the right time to have him appear. There's got to be a moment. Maybe it's next year's Rumble. Maybe it's some other thing that happens, but. To have him have a permanent spot on there, or maybe they just keep him around for a while like they did with Braun, and then Braun just fit in kind of. He just showed up one day and was like, I'm here and I'm dominating. But Stephanie Vaquer, yeah, I mean, the world gets it now. We were all in on Stephanie Vaquer. Can I even say all in when I'm talking WWE? I don't even know. That Mercedes match. That was the exposure right before that was really what it was, because it was like, who is this? And I was looking at matches going, oh, holy crap, this is going to be really, really good. This is going to be a really good match. And I think that ended up being my favorite match that night. And then she, thought it was a no-brainer, was going to be AEW, and then boom, she's in WWE, which makes more sense, honestly, for exposure and for having a very specific programmed training regimen and I don't know, what do you want to call it, talent honing of some sort, like just making them more about the entertainment industry. What's a better place than the Performance Center? You can go on to the indies and get a lot of training, but ultimately if you want to be polished on TV, you got to learn how to do that. and the PC is a perfect place. And she just seems to have like that. Remember the way that people talked about Jade when she first appeared and how fast she started picking stuff up
Right.
in AEW? I kind of feel like Stephanie Vaquer did that. Her in-ring work was already really impeccable. So it's kind of hard to do nothing but focus on her character work and her presentation and look at what she's done.
And the language barrier and the fears that came with, okay, we know she's an excellent in-ring worker, but historically in WWE, the way to not only connect, but to be featured in the main event is to sell people a ticket into the building. They've done phenomenal with her. I mean, you and I, Brad, to your point, once she officially signed with WWE, and once we knew the move was going to be NXT, we actually have receipts on this. If you visit gimmickinfringementpod.com and click on the writing section, you and I were of the belief that she should be a face of the NXT brand on CW every Tuesday night. And the fact that it's come to fruition, not only do I feel vindicated, Brad, but I just feel so happy for her. And moreover, elated that so many more people are now exposed to the beauty, the brilliance that is the Dark Angel. Because I'll tell you what, I think she's winning on Tuesday. I think she's going to be double champ. That's a huge deal.
I hope so, man.
She just got there in August, September, and she's already that person. She's already that woman. We have this unofficial Steph Watch segment for a reason. I love it when a plan comes together. We're so up.
Yeah, all the way up. Cannot wait to see what she does. I have to access my notes here on my phone. Normally I have my Mac. And
you have the dual screen, 3-screen Jones. By the way, all five names listed, all having exceptional starts to the year. Cody Rhodes, he's been calling a shot that he's QB1, but what's really stuck with me, Brad, is now that Roman, I suspect we're going to get Roman in the fold. He's going to interfere in that cage match this week. I think it's this week, right? Between Rollins and Punk. I think we're going to see him very quickly here, and we're going to establish what his WrestleMania program is. Probably that triple threat with the two aforementioned guys. But with Roman kind of being cast to the side, Cody has really shown, no, he is QB1. He can be the face of the company. He's up. Main event, Jey Uso is going to become champ. Tiff is champ. Oba Femi deserves all the belts, as I continue to say. Happy for all five of these stars, particularly for Stephanie Vaquer. I continue to be blown away. I think our audience is probably tired of hearing me say it. I continue to be blown away by how much of a success it's been immediately for her in WWE. She's great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what happens with Ricky Saints as well.
Ricky Saints, big year for him.
Yeah, because Ethan Page, I thought for sure he was when he was done being champ, that I thought for sure he was going to be up on the main roster.
Right.
And he shows up in some of those little moments and then just never goes up. And I don't get that.
Yeah. That call-up schedule is so interesting. Like Roxanne, we know, was ready a year and a half ago. And now it's finally happening that she's, slowly but surely officially a member of the main roster. But yeah, I agree with you. It seems like the timeline, some people, they're kind of up seemingly early. Other people, it takes longer. I don't know what the metrics are.
But again, it's where do you put them? Because you don't want to call them up and have no program available. Otherwise, you're going to end up Carmella raising them.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen that.
Cool. That really great worker and really fun personality. They're there. What are you doing with them? Oh, nothing.
Yeah, they're in Money in the Bank. Maybe they'll win. No, they won't. And then they're just, either you win and you have that future title shot, or you're partnering with The Miz, which is better than nothing. But it's still not necessarily where we want you slotted.
No, and we love The Miz.
We do. We absolutely do.
It's just The Miz is also not doing anything. The most I see him show up to do is do backstage stuff, which is awesome. No pun intended there. Like, he always does really great stuff backstage. It's always really all that stuff he is or was doing with Karrion Kross. I actually really like that juxtaposition between those two characters. It was fun. But not really doing anything, but also not doing anything. He's found a lane where he's like an important supporting role character for so many other people. And I think he goes underappreciated for that. Because of course he wants to be in the main event and and all of that. I'm sure everybody there does, because if you don't, what are you doing? But for what he's been doing, I think dude is criminally underrated. He's not like the work rate captain of the world, but people talk about him like he can't do anything, and it's just not true. And it makes me mad, because it's like he's doing what they're asking him to do, and he's doing a very good job with what he's being asked to do. It's just shouldn't be with Carmelo. So my question, Tyler, is a little bit wide open. So Punk took out Cena and Rock on the microphone this week. Woo, that was nice. Man, that felt 12 years ago is what that felt. And then he targeted Seth, literally and verbally. Randall is back. He's also P&V on the microphone. EO is a new champ. And then there's Jade. Tyler, which of these storylines are you most excited for or most hopeful for as we head toward WrestleMania?
Wow. I'm really intrigued with the latter. I want to stick with Jade Cargill.
I made sure to put that one on there.
Yeah, I'm so glad you did. I'm thinking back to my conversation with Mike last week about, where we see this position. Certainly you and I have spoken on air and off air about what's the end game here. I need Naomi to have a WrestleMania program. Obviously, we know Bianca is slotted to face EO, or maybe triple threat with EO and Rhea. As you pointed out, EO won last week. Big look. I was completely shocked. Happy for her.
Yeah, it was fun.
I want Naomi versus Jade added to WrestleMania. And then from there, I think we have the SummerSlam match. I don't know that I want that at, WrestleMania Backlash, whatever that premium live event is going to be following Mania. But to me, SummerSlam, that is the perfect time for you to run one of my dream matches, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. Jade is also in a fascinating spot right now, because I know you saw the reports as well from Fightful Select. I think maybe even Wrestling Observer reported last week as well that Jade Cargill allegedly had some heat in the locker room, namely with Shayna Baszler. I don't know if there's one person on the roster, men or women's locker room, that I don't want to mess with.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure Shayna Baszler is top 5 on that.
Yeah, if Brock were back there, he'd be my number one. Dude knows how to fight and hurt people, and he's a
don't sleep on Shayna.
But Shayna's number 2. She's my number 2, and right now she's my number 1.
Yeah,
she's the scariest person on that roster for sure.
Absolutely. So
and probably is an awesome person
for sure. So from and granted, not always our business. We don't know all the details of what happens there, but from her, Jade now coming back from a locker room vibes perspective, how's that? Hopefully, and granted, Brad, you and I are working professionals. We know we don't get along with everyone at our jobs, right? We just don't have a newsletter that's reporting on that. So hopefully we're all parties are moving on from it. But storyline wise, if Jade is no longer going to be in a tag team, if the move is she's going to be a single star, and she's going to be a babyface, and her nemesis is going to be Bianca Belair, I'm really eager to see what's in Jade's bag, because that is going to be by far her highest profiled match to date, AEW or WWE. What does she look like in that spot? We've seen matches where she's really come through. I don't know that you can have a better dance partner than Bianca Belair, certainly, or Naomi as well. But to me, I want to see where this is going. And I really think Bianca Belair has been up to some nefarious actions. I really think we're getting that heel Bianca that we've been waiting for. I love the theatrics from her and Naomi, which, I know you can speak to more eloquently than me. I love their performance on Friday. Jade came in and just, beat down Naomi again. I'm really eager to see where this goes. And I think I want it to be with Bianca being heel, as we've been wanting. For Jade, this is a big moment for her, and whether it's WrestleMania Backlash, whether it's SummerSlam, it's going to be a huge test. And I'm of the belief that she'll pass. I just think her motivation's got to be on 1,000 right now. I think she's going to deliver.
It's hard for me to argue any of that. I think after that promo with Punk, I really want to see Punk
for sure.
Punk Rock would be fun.
Yeah.
I can't saying 2 bald guys.
Yeah. Maybe that's why I didn't pick it. What? Come on, Phil. What are we? I took that.
Listen,
one
of them is
I
bald.
took that personally.
One of them is bald. One of them's holding on for dear life.
Come home, John.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, I don't love that.
What is it with the
like,
bald hate, Brad? On AEW, we got it with Ricochet. WWE, now CM Punk is bringing it back.
Well, I don't know if you know this. So being bald is actually a choice. So that's why you can do that. You can say it because it's a choice, Tyler. I don't know if you knew that.
Why does it have to equal evil intentions or?
Yeah. Well, it's like having balls. You have them or you don't have them. And that's how you determine courage. Testicles. So I got nothing to add there. I
think the real answer here is probably CM Punk, because that's going to be huge.
Yeah, what's it going to be though? That's the part that I don't really know what it's going to be.
That's the intrigue.
He took out Cena. He took out Rock. I don't think it's going to be either one of those guys, unless he ends up getting put in a triple threat with. Oh, that's got to be the favor.
You think that's the move?
Cena,
Roman, Seth Solo, CM Punk gets added to.
That's got to be the
Cody
move.
Versus
it
John
has to be
Cena.
the move.
Wow.
It has to be the move. That would be awesome.
Calling your shot.
Give me that. I'll take both of those things. As soon as I started thinking about it, I was like, oh, yeah, that's it. 100%.
That what? And to your credit, Brad. Okay, so I'm making my case for Jade, Bianca, Naomi.
I still want to see that. That's going to be great.
Yeah, but there's also there's such a strong case for CM Punk for the opposite reason. Unlike Jade's current storyline, where it's pretty clear what the move is going to be. It's Bianca versus Jade ultimately. To your point, Brad, we don't know exactly where this is going with CM Punk.
Right.
That intrigue is just phenomenal right now.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what it is. But Tyler, I can't wait to see this. I haven't seen it yet. I can't wait to hear your views. It's time for another edition of GI at the movies, but the movies are at your house. Netflix, I believe.
I actually went to the theater for this.
Harkins. You went to the theater for this.
Harkins Arrowhead.
Is it also Netflix? I saw it advertised somewhere.
I don't think so. Not yet. Or else I played myself because I went to the theater.
You might have played yourself. We'll see. They might be up. Maybe you can't go for Oscar contend. You can't be an Oscar contender if you don't put it in cinemas. So maybe that's the move there. But let's get into it anyway. It's time to hear GI at the movies, Queen of the Ring edition. Play the music.
And now it's time for GI at the movies.
So speaking of theater, as you know, a new film based on the life and career of Mildred Burke, the first $1 million women's athlete, is now in theaters. Emily Bett Rickards of Arrow fame plays Burke. I was not familiar with her. Brad, maybe you are. It sounds like she's been in that sort of superhero lane for a minute now. Hopefully, I meant to look up the correct pronunciation of her name, Emily Bett Rickards. She was fantastic playing Mildred Burke. She did a great job. The film is super strong. Within the first few minutes, it introduces the audience to the spectacle of pro wrestling. We learn terms like heel, babyface, shoot, and kayfabe, which always just makes me smile, especially on the big screen. Brad, Walton Goggins, an actor I was recently introduced to via White Lotus, is in the film as well.
Oh, wow, you haven't seen? Oh man,
I've seen his face before, but I couldn't pin on where have I seen him. He's so good.
He's good in everything. He's also in Fallout, underrated show on.
There you go. That's what I hear. Okay, so the cameos are fantastic in this movie. We can list them off. We have Toni Storm, Naomi, Camille, and more. Awesome. Yeah, and more recognizable stars who pop up. Speaking of Forbidden Doors, Queen of the Ring apparently is definitely a Forbidden Door. The movie really sheds a light, though, on the realities of life in the spotlight and the unscrupulous, I think it's the first time I've said unscrupulous on air, the unscrupulous nature of people, especially in the entertainment industry. I won't give any spoilers. The runtime is 2 hours and 20 minutes. I confidently believe that 10 to 15 minutes could have been shaved off from it. But alas, it was an enjoyable historical piece that I think really anyone will enjoy, especially the wrestling fan or fans in your life. Currently, it has a 74% on Rotten Tomatoes. I highly encourage you to see it. Really great movie, and everyone really showed out. I learned a lot. And that was a great emphasis, by the way, at the end there. I think we should just keep that in the episode. That was.
Let me go shut off the air compressor. Because of course, what's a show without an air compressor firing off?
I'm putting it in the notes. The air compressor.
Embrace the mess. My mouth was hanging open when I looked up this person because the name did not stick with me. I did not recognize her. I remember seeing this 6 months ago. We were talking about this coming out, and for some reason it just didn't stick. So I've been seeing advertisements on, I don't know what streaming platform it is, but I'll go on to stuff to not watch anything, but look at things. Maybe it's been on Max is where I've seen it popping up. I don't know what production company does this. I don't know if the distributor is Warner Brothers or not.
Yeah, it was giving, the aesthetic was very much giving A24, but I don't think it's an A24 property.
No, you're right though. It does look like that. I'm not sure.
The promotion was strong though on social, certainly on AEW TV. I hope it's reflected in the box office from the weekend.
Yeah, it isn't. It is in theaters, and you're totally right here. It says it won 3 awards. I'm not sure what it's for. It looks like Film Festival Awards. That's pretty cool. So I don't know who did it. What I do know is that I do know this person. I have seen this person in here. What is her name again? Emily Bird.
Through Arrow. Emily
Bet Rickards.
Bet Rickards. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, it was on Arrow. But she's unrecognizable in this film because of her hair and because she's yoked.
Right.
Absolutely shredded. Not that she wasn't in shape and stuff on Arrow, but she wasn't this. This was body transformation. I didn't know it was her. I also haven't watched Arrow in a decade, so it's hard to. She
did her thing. Great role. I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait to check this out. Yeah, because I was a big fan of her on Arrow as an actor. I thought her role sucked after a while because they wrote her just stupidly. But excited to see her in something really good. That's great, dude. I had no idea. Wow, the loud air compressor fart sound from the bag just. I knew I forgot to do something.
I thought that was your signal. I thought that was your signal to me, like the Academy, like the Oscars, yo, we hit the time limit for GI
That's
at
it.
the movies.
That was the band playing us
Let's
off.
keep this going.
Well, let's keep it going, Tyler. Let's get into AEW Revolution. Man, we're gonna do our picks. We'll try to go quickly and give brief thoughts through it because there's 77 matches on this card, and we gotta hit each of them. So we'll go in order. I don't know if you were on the AEW page for this or not, but we'll go with the 0-hour matches. First up, we have Lee Johnson and Blake Christian against Commander and Hologram. It's Commander and Hologram, and forget it.
I agree.
Okay, moving on. I was like, what are we doing? It's probably going to be fun, but they have no chance. The 8-man tag. We have Daniel Garcia, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly. Are we calling them anything? Are they Undisputed Kingdom still? Or are they Undisputed Friendship? I don't know what they're
Undisputed Friendship is hard. I like that.
Undisputed Garcia, and then Shane Taylor Promotions. I'm going to be real with you. I forgot about Shane Taylor Promotions. I just forgot about them because they just haven't been featured very prominently.
For sure. Shout to Warren Shaw. We saw Sean Dean and Carly Bravo as we were waiting in line for Dynamite. Those dudes have been all over Collision with Shane Taylor, and you got Lee Moriarty there. I don't think they're going to win, but glad they're being featured.
I'm glad they're getting time, and I'm glad they're on some part of the show. That's great. ROH Championship, Chris Jericho versus Gravity. I actually don't care. But so I'll pick Jericho because I don't think it's going to be Gravity.
I agree.
The trios match, Orange Cassidy. Big Boom's in this. Big Boom's winning. Doesn't matter.
Mark Briscoe.
Yeah. Yep. Briscoe's in it. Johnny TV and was it Eminem? MXM? I can never remember. MXM.
Yes. I'm super happy they're also getting spotlighted, but there's no chance.
Johnny TV his character work has been amazing since coming to AEW / ROH / whatever he's doing, because I can never tell the difference between these companies anymore, because we have AEW Revolution featuring other titles. So it's really hard to know what's going on when they can't even figure out their own brand. But like Johnny TV is amazing. Like I love him. I love what MXM has been doing. I love Johnny TV. Those characters are so fun. I'd like to see more of them. I think there's room for more comedy in wrestling, especially when you have something like the AEW Continental Championship match, Brody King, Kazuchika Okada. I think it's time, man. Like Okada's been on a run. Do I think he'll lose to Brody King? I don't know, but I would like to see Brody King hold singles gold. This would be the one for me too, because it's not the main title, but the title means a lot. And he would be I think he'd be a really good Continental champion. That would free up Okada to do something else too. Even though I really like what he's done, it's been a long run, and there's two outcomes here. Either Okada beats Brody King and he gets like the handshake at the end and the respect, or Brody King walks out winner. And I would like to see Brody King win. Even though I don't believe myself, I'm picking Brody King.
Wow. I love the bold prediction. I am not going to be as bold. I think Okada for sure gets the dub here. I know this is a popular sentiment in the community. I foresee that the play here is Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada at All in Texas to unify the titles.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's going to be this kind of gives away my pick later. Omega, Okada, unify the belts. To get there, that has to mean Okada defeats Brody King. We know this was also my prediction, but I just realized now Okada will beat the Hounds of Hell in consecutive months, which is a choice. Buddy Matthews had the opportunity in Australia. Brody is getting it in his home state of his home state of California. I think he's going to have the same outcome as his tag partner. I think Brody is losing this, but the handshake would be dope.
So unifying the International and the Continental, do you think they renamed it the Intercontinental? So the next match on here is Swerve Strickland versus Ricochet.
I'm so excited for this.
I don't know who to pick here. Who you got?
So one of the headlines I think is going to happen leaving this show is bet on yourself, example number 40, Ricochet. This is also a prediction I was correct on, Brad. Him signing with AEW has bore so much fruit already, being able to see him develop with this new character.
I thought it was a no-brainer that he went there, man.
Right. Totally. And people are like, oh, he's just going to have grabs. It's just going to be high flying. No, listen to Gimmick Infringement. Sometimes we're right. I'm typically right about 10% of the time. This is one of those times. Steph and Ricochet. I feel very proud of both. To answer your question, I don't think Ricochet is going to win, though. I think Swerve gets the dub. I think he becomes #1 contender. Swerve Strickland wins.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like they've been setting it up that Swerve's going to win because of how awful Ricochet's been to everybody. I think it's probably going to be here. I also don't think this is the end of it, so we'll see what happens. I kind of don't like. There's feuds where I'm like, all right, Sami Zayn, KO. Boy, did they have a match. But I also like, please never do it again. MJF versus Hangman Adam Page. I hope it's Hangman. I think it's MJF. MJF just seems to win all of his pay-per-view events unless he's got a title.
Very protected.
So, yeah. So I just don't know if it'll be the nefarious heel or the bloodthirsty maniac. I can't wait to see what happens. Maybe it ends in like a no contest DQ finish thing. We'll see what happens. I know it's going to be awesome. This match is going to rule. There's so many possibilities for match of the night here that this is one of them. The next one is not a contender for match of the night. However, it's going to be awesome. Hurt Syndicate versus the Outrunners. Tyler, who you got?
I'm going. Well, I'll confirm. No, you picked MJF, I think, on the previous one.
Yeah.
I think Hangman actually gets it done. I think this will be the rare case of MJF.
Oh, that's right.
MJF taking.
We never moved off that.
No. I'm like you. I can see both sides of it. MJF super protected. I don't think this is the end of that rivalry or that feud by any means, but building up Swerve, building up Hangman, building up Ospreay, building up Omega, those four guys being central to your TV product, all four guys we want to root for different reasons. I would love for AEW to keep that intact. And to me, we want to root for winners, not just good guys, but guys who win. I think it's really imperative for Hangman to walk away with the dub. We shall see. I'm going to be much less verbose on this next one, Brad. If this match is longer than 5 minutes, that'll be a complete disservice to all parties involved. I am actually super happy that the Outrunners are getting this spot. It's a great reward for talent who have been working hard. That being said, the Hurt Syndicate win this in 4 minutes and 20 seconds.
I agree, and I think it's a good way to get the Hurt Syndicate since they're being heels. This will get a little bit of heat when they kill everybody's favorite, the Outrunners. For me, I don't see them as heels. So
exactly, yeah, they're not. I think we passed the heel, portion of this right after they beat Private Party. They're getting some of the biggest
business.
Exactly.
The way the crowd responded in Phoenix when we were there.
We've seen it. We're speaking from experience. They are one of the most overacts in the company.
Yeah.
I don't know that the crowd has been this invested in the tag team division or the champs in at least a year.
I was going to say it's been a year or two, maybe more. Maybe more than a year.
At the very least, shades of gray, but pitting them against the Outrunners, perpetual fan favorites, was a very unique choice. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what the method to the madness is here, but that being said, it has to be the Hurt Syndicate. If you were going to have a surprise Outrunners title victory, that time was 6 months ago. We need to go full steam ahead with the Hurt Syndicate. They got to win this.
Yeah. I don't think that Momo Watanabe is going to beat Mercedes Moné when she's not with the company, but I don't know if she is, but there's also been Stardom belts held in AEW. So that would be an interesting wrinkle to have a New Japan talent take the belt from an AEW talent, or I guess a Stardom talent, take the belt and then run with it over there. That could be really fun and open up a door for somebody to come back like, I don't know, like Riho or Shida, because I don't know if they're living in the States. I don't know if they just like get the bat phone out and call Japan and be like, hey, you're still on contract, come back and wrestle. But that would be a good way to get them back involved. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's Mercedes, and I think it's going to be an awesome match.
I agree. Whoever is going to beat Mercedes, that's going to be such a moment. And to me, it has to be someone who is a full-time contracted AEW talent. I've divulged this to you, Brad. My plan that I've concocted is you run back Willow Nightingale versus Mercedes Moné 1 year later at Double or Nothing, which happens to be in Glendale, Arizona. So it's a selfish desire on my part, but I think that would be the proper time to have Mercedes drop the title. And I think it would be, even though Willow Nightingale is already hugely over with the crowd, that would really propel her into this next, phase of her career, if you will, of holding singles gold on AEW TV. I don't think Momo is the choice, but like you said, great grabs. Love this match. I think this is also another sneaky contender for, it may end up being match of the night.
Yep.
You could say that about like 8 out of the 10 matches on this
card.
Exactly. I'm super hopeful for this card. We know Revolution typically hits, but yeah, Mercedes is not dropping. I would say at the earliest, not until 1 year to the day she won the title, 1 year to the month she won the title at Double or Nothing. And to me, I would like that to be against Willow Nightingale.
The next match is these next three. It's like 4 straight bangers in the future. So we got Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher in a steel cage. I have a feeling we're going to be talking about this match for a very long time afterward. Who do I think will win? I want to pick my guy. I want to pick Will, but this is a star maker for Kyle Fletcher if he wins. I think Kyle Fletcher's character has more to gain, but I also think he's earned enough trust from everybody that it could go either way. I don't know who wins here. It kind of feels like it's time for Will to get the win and turn the corner and do a new program, where Kyle can also do the same thing. But I just don't think like the baby faces are always more fun when they're chasing, and if Will's still chasing Kyle after this, it's kind of like, all right, what are we doing? So I think it's going to be Will.
Me too. I predict lots of fan service on this card,
Yeah.
and I'm just of that mindset. I know Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful has really been big on this, investing in those 4 baby faces at the top of your male card, all different baby faces,
Yep.
but protecting those guys. Will Ospreay lost so much over the last 12 months, Brad.
Yes.
It's pretty insane when
It's
we
crazy.
look back at it.
Yeah.
To me,
Very unselfish.
Yeah, we like to root for winners. I agree with you. Kyle Fletcher is a rising star in the company. If anything, I see him maybe going after Daniel Garcia and the TNT title if Adam Cole is not going to do that. But I don't think Kyle Fletcher is going to beat Will Ospreay. I think it's imperative that the Aerial Assassin get the dub here.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, we got another one. Kenny versus Takeshita. This is going to. I don't even know if I have words.
It's going to be amazing.
Might be one of the best matches of the year.
Easily. We agree on the winner, though, I think.
Takeshita?
Are you going to
Kenny? It's
okay.
Kenny. I think the Don Callis family's going to be taking some L's tonight.
Agreed. Takeshita, future world champ. There is no doubt about it. But speaking of people who lost, Kenny Omega, we know he's already lost twice to Konosuke Takeshita. That's been an important part of the storyline. Kenny absolutely wins here.
I think it'll be a good way to maybe this is the way that the Don Callis family breaks up. You get Takeshita losing, you get Kyle Fletcher losing. They both are sick of Callis's shit. The end. You know what I mean? So
as we all are. Yeah.
The next match is Toni Storm versus Mariah May, another banger. This is going to be great. I can't wait for this. It's going to be vicious. You know, there'll be a lot of talk that gets picked up on camera in the ring. I can't wait for this one. This is going to be so much fun. I don't know who to pick. I think it has to be Timeless Toni Storm. She just got it back, but I think this is the final nail in that coffin. After Mariah May, now I think she's. I don't want to say she's bulletproof here, but like she's made in AEW. She had a heck of a run. I'd love to see her pick up a feud with somebody new.
What an incredible story this has been. We could have a whole episode dedicated to breaking down the brilliance of all that's been Mariah May versus Toni Storm. Yeah, Mariah May. Toni Storm has got to win this. I'm really curious. Mike brought this up last week. What is next for Mariah May after this program? Assuming she loses, does she have a downward spiral akin to Chelsea Green, also back then known as Laurel Van Ness in TNA, where it just goes
the hot mess.
She goes haywire. Yeah. There could be a case for that. Maybe they're cooking up something else. But Toni Storm just got that title back. She's clearly just the face of your women's division, along with Mercedes, but in very different ways. We're so invested in the character, arguably the best character in wrestling. Timeless Toni wins. I think her next challenger, possibly a Double or Nothing match, will be Megan Bayne. That's where I see the AEW women's title picture going. You're building up this unstoppable force in Megan Bayne.
She's so
face
good.
Timeless Toni Storm. She's so good. I think that's when Timeless Toni Storm drops the title. I don't think it's going to be in the rubber match. The Hollywood ending, as it were, against Mariah May. I can't wait for this. It's been one of my favorite stories in company history.
I hope the next feud for Mariah May is Mercedes.
Oh, that would be something. Lots of glamour.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun.
Lots of
finally
glamour,
our main event. We got Cope, Adam Copeland. Cope feels weird to say still versus Jon Moxley. Gian has held that title ransom for a very long time. You and I spoke before this during the production meeting. Both of us picked Cope to win to get the belt off of John and the Death Riders, but Christian Cage to finally cash in because it makes the most sense for Cope to finally overcome the mountain that has been the Death Riders, take the thing away from them after killing everybody with chairs and stuff, and then have it ripped away from him anyway. And then we get Edge and Christian, Cope and Christian Cage. Once again, I'm all here for that. That a heel, diabolical turtleneck wearing heel Christian Cage holding the big title. Yes, please get the patriarchy on my TV more. They're so entertaining. They were so much fun watching live, and we know he's so good on the microphone that no matter who he ends up wrestling is going to be incredible. We know it'll be Cope, so there'll be a lot of balls and bitches and stuff like that, but it's still going to be great. It's still going to be awesome.
And the formula's been proven of having a veteran hold the title.
Yeah.
Probably not for a long title reign, but really doing wonders with it. I give you Samoa Joe this time last year. Almost to the day, right? Samoa Joe won it earlier.
Yeah.
He won it in December of, I think, then 2023. But we've seen that formula work of put it on the veteran. You know he's going to do great with it, especially a bad guy, a heel veteran. Christian Cage is that, but in a very different way. I agree with you. I can't believe we reached the point. I did not foresee this as recently as of 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think Cope is the betting favorite here. I think he gets it done, and I completely agree with your vision, Brad. I think this is the time for Christian Cage. I don't know when his thing expires. It's not a briefcase, right? His what would you call it?
It's just a contract.
Yeah, that contract he's protecting with the dent in the case.
He didn't win it though. Like wasn't it
from Killswitch? Yeah, who they stole Cope's moment, I believe, back then for the TNT championship, if I'm not mistaken.
We haven't seen him in a while, have we?
No, we haven't. Haven't. I think reportedly he was or is. Yeah. That being said, Christian Cage, he cashes in, if you will. I think he leaves LA with the title. Swerve being number one contender, Cope coming after Cage. We'll see what becomes of that. But yeah, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think this is it for Jon Moxley's 4th title reign.
Do you predict that we get a Carmella appearance?
Oh, wow. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But I wouldn't be shocked.
The prospect is there. There's also There's Speedball. There's Josh Alexander.
Speedball will be debuting soon.
This should be a fun show.
Yeah. Man,
I have high hopes. I have high hopes, Brad.
I got to get work done here so I can get home. Tyler, what do we miss?
Yeah, a few quick notes. So speaking of, or I guess sticking with wrestling, TNA is heading to El Paso for Sacrifice on Friday. 2 matches I'm looking forward to on that show. Masha Slamovich versus Cora Jade and Mustafa Ali versus Mike Santana. New beginnings. Hammerstone announced that he is gone from TNA. Switching over to the basketball side of things, on the collegiate end, Natasha Adair has been let go from ASU, also known as Arizona State University. So it should be a new era for ASU on the women's side, possibly on the men's side. I think within the next week or so, Bobby Hurley could get his walking papers. We shall see.
Yeah.
And then finally, this is certainly on a sad note, Around the Horn, an ESPN staple, it was announced that as of this May, they will be wrapping up shop there. A multi-decade show that has meant a lot to our lives. It's wrapping up. I can't believe it, but obviously wish the best for all parties involved, including, namely, Stat Boy, Tony Reale.
Tony Reale, man.
New beginnings. Wishing the best for all the talent we mentioned. Wrestling, hoops, sports. Hopefully new opportunities and good fortune in the works for everybody involved.
Yeah, that sound for points on that show is burned into my memory. I'll never not know what that sound is. Mute, just hitting people with the mute. It's so, oh man, what a show. So I don't know if you saw the news. Reportedly, I want to say it was Wrestling Observer, that there are talks for an Evolution coming back. So we might be getting Evolution 2 finally. They've been watching GI and hearing us talk about it for the last several years. Hopefully that happens. Tyler, this was a lot of fun.
It was. It always is. We hope you all enjoyed this edition of Gimmick Infringement. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Gimmick Infringement is a part of 19 Media Group. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you find podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube via the 19 Media Group channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.